Hello everyone and welcome back to another Warframe video. Before we start, you might be wondering what is the game in the background and why the hell am I talking about a Warframe video when I am not showing one. The game you see in the background is called The First Descendant and it's a free-to-play looter shooter. This game mixes what I love from Destiny 2 and Warframe, and so far I love the game and I can't wait to share more videos about this with you soon. Right now I'm participating in the final technical test for PC only, and it has been a blast as there are tons of improvements that the developers have made to the game. Small quality of life changes make a huge impact on the overall experience of the users. Also, the developers added a small preview of how monetization works in the game, and I will give you my opinion about it later. But for now, let's jump into Warframe and focus on the upcoming 4 new augments in the Jade of Shadows update. First of all, the new Prime Warframe will be getting an augment for her Blaze Artillery. By the way, the augment descriptions I'll be sharing here are just pure speculations, and I base this on the possible features that can make the skill better, or how it can provide benefit to the Warframe. I also added the idea wherein it creates a new playstyle for the Warframe, and for Protea's Blaze Artillery, I think it would be nice if the skill would last longer. You see, Blaze Artillery scales best with 2 things, and that is duration and grouping enemies in one spot to maximize the damage. Blaze Artillery increases its damage per enemy hit, hence it's better if we can group enemies in one spot. Also, the damage increase becomes better if it's longer in the field. In most cases, Blaze Artillery builds are just often used in endless runs, and I'm hoping that the new augment will somehow make the skill universally good. It would be nice to see the augment maximize the damage potential and usability of the Blaze Artillery, and I think Protea Prime really needs this right now. There's an augment called Prism Guard for Mirage 4th ability, and I'm hoping that Protea's Blaze Artillery will be the same. But instead of following the Warframe, the artillery will be equipped on Protea's shoulder, and it will work just like Saku's Grasp of Loc ability. I am not saying that it should also have an infinite duration, but it would be nice if the augment would give the turret more duration, or they can even give it a mechanic wherein it consumes energy per second or energy per shot. Honestly, these are the 2 options that I can think of, allowing the turret ability to maximize damage while not making it completely busted. I know that we have tons of stuff right now for energy maintenance, but this will force us to sacrifice some mod slots since we will be equipping the augment, and then not everyone can use it yet, and they would need to pair it with something like Nourish and Zenuric increase energy region per orb pickup, or add efficiency mods to lower the energy drain. I'm hoping and praying that Protea's Blaze Artillery will be better with the upcoming augment, but right now all I can do is cross my fingers that Digital Extremes will not add another Band-Aid mod that doesn't even work well with the Warframe. Moving on, Corvex will receive his first augment also in the Jade of Shadows update. Now, I have talked about this Warframe during the Dante Unbound update and how insane his tanking mechanic is right now with Eclipse. The only problem though is that I replaced the containment wall ability with Eclipse, since this allows me to make the Warframe super tanky on both shield and health without removing the crowd control and fun DPS with his radiation damage. With the upcoming augment, I'm hoping that it is something that will add value to its containment wall ability. The main purpose of the ability is to line enemies up and inflict damage vulnerability so that Corvex's ultimate can kill them fast with one beam. But in real mission, I rarely use containment wall, as in most cases his other abilities work well together, and I don't feel any need to cast his second ability. Honestly, I don't have any good idea other than giving the containment wall skill a defense stripping mechanic to make it good. If somehow Digital Extremes will give it a feature wherein every enemy that it hits will remove their shield and armor, then I'll be spamming containment wall in the mission most of the time. Aside from that, I really don't have any bright ideas on the ability, as I use it also as a subsumed slot for helmet builds. The next Warframe that will be receiving a new augment will be Sevagoth, and this will be for his So ability. What this ability does is allow the Warframe to plant a death seed in nearby targets to drain their life force. His Reap ability pairs perfectly with this, as you can detonate afflicted enemies, dealing a percentage of their health as radial damage. The Souls of the Dead also fill the death well, and mind you, the So skill does true damage, and I'm really curious on what kind of augment will Digital Extremes be adding to the ability. Currently, we have the Shadow Haze augment for this Warframe that increases the critical chance from any source against enemies affected by Reap or Death's Harvest. When affected enemies die, a new Reap shadow spawns from their corpses and seeks other enemies, up to a limited number of active shadows. This changes Sevagoth big time, and somehow made him an interesting Warframe because you can make some weapon red crit with the augment, and the shadow spawns allows you to inflict the damage vulnerability of the skill more often. Now, in the case of So, it would be a great idea if killing enemies affected by So will refresh its duration and spread the affliction to enemies within range of both the target and the Warframe. Each time So is refreshed, its damage is increased by a certain percentage, creating a new build for the Warframe variant that focuses on room clearing with the use of his abilities alone. I'm thinking something like Sarin Spores that can spread and increase its damage, and I think that this will totally make Sevagoth an interesting Warframe to play with. But then again, this is just my crazy suggestion, and we don't know what Digital Extremes are planning for the ability. And finally, Daggeth will receive her first augment, and it will be for her Grave Spirit ability. It's really hard to improve this skill, honestly, as it's one of the best skills in Warframe that gives you insane critical damage buff, as well as survivability in the form of a safety net. The ability does provide insane critical damage buff, especially if you are trying to kill enemies affected by Doom, and it also provides short damage vulnerability once you have received a lethal blow. It would be cool though if somehow Grave Spirit's new augment will automatically put you in spirit form with a half duration, and killing enemies afflicted by Doom extends the duration by a couple of seconds. And to discourage players from using it to sit in one corner and do nothing, the developer can give it a penalty wherein it drains energy or health, but kills will be resetting the health or energy drain, and a cap on the max duration at just 20 seconds. This will turn the skill from a safety net ability to an active defense that can help the Warframe survive. This means also that instead of relying on the ability to proc, you as a player can control your survivability with Grave Spirit. But then again, this is just an idea, and Digital Extremes could be doing something different for the new Grave Spirit augment. They could just add offensive features to the new augment, or just simply tweak it and give it a quality of life change through the augment to make it more usable in real missions. So these are the 4 new augments coming in the Jade of Shadows update. Again, there are no official descriptions for the augments, and I was just sharing my ideas on how can a Band-Aid mod provide a better experience or a new experience playing a Warframe. Now, I would also like to know your suggestions on how should the new augments work with their Warframe counterparts. Let us discuss this in the comments section below. Thank you so much for watching, and we hope to see you again in our next video. Before leaving, I would like to show you the rest of the first Descendant clip. This is a Void Intercept mission wherein you fight bosses, and I was hoping to show you how good this is if somehow Digital Extremes would decide to do a boss fight in Warframe like this. The fight is really simple, as it just tasks you to take down big bosses, but the fight is not boring because the gunplay will still be a big factor. There are invulnerability phases, but they can be taken down with just your weapons or character abilities, and would not require to go in any state like Operator to take down their shields. This is one of the best features of the first Descendant, and this boss you are watching in the background is just one of many. And the other bosses will definitely break you, and it actually needs a good team composition sometimes to take them down in your first try. The boss fights in the Void Intercept missions are the best, since you will be increasing your power level to take down these bosses, and once you take them down, you will be rewarded with gears to increase your power and help you take down the next boss in the Intercept mission. It got the same concept as the power leveling in Warframe, but in my opinion, the first Descendants boss fights are a lot better. I will be giving more details about this game soon, so stick around, and I hope that you are enjoying the content. Thank you so much for watching, and we hope to see you again in our next video. Squad Leader, signing off.